Ever since the initial gameplay trailer for Street Fighter 6 dropped, I've been really impressed with the direction the game has been going, and quite honestly, a little worried. Capcom has raised the bar so high in so many areas, Street Fighter 6 really looks to be paving the way for the fighting games of the future, and I'm worried about whether or not Garo 2 will be able to measure up. But hey, that's a conversation for another day. But speaking of, I am predominantly an SNK man. And by that I mean, this will be my first ever Street Fighter game. Yeah, I've played other games in the series extremely briefly before, but this is the first one I want to sit down and learn like a man. And as someone who has a, respectable amount of hours on King of Fighters 15, how bad could I possibly do? Like, I'm no pro player, don't get me wrong, but like, I can play KOF, the game that's always touted as the most hardcore, old school, tough modern fighter out there. It's a little bit of a role reversal, because the pipeline is usually from Street Fighter to King of Fighters, but I have never had any meaningful experience with a Street Fighter game, and I've played a ton of KOF, so let's see if that experience helps me out in Street Fighter 6. Oh man, I miss this place. No, I didn't miss people like you, but I missed the place. Now, seeing as this is my first Street Fighter game, I figure I start off with, the most basic of basics bitch, Ryu. Just to, properly wet my feet and all that. My placement matches went pretty well. I had a fellow Ryu who was just sort of jerking off at the controller, a Chun-Li that kicked my ass, a Ken that really kicked my ass, and a Zangief who just loved to jump. He would not stop jumping. If I watched the footage back and took a shot every time he jumped, I'd probably pass out and wake up naked in a garbage dump behind a Burger King in Kyrgyzstan. So at the end of the placement matches, I ended up in silver rank, which is about as good as I expected. So let's see how a little KOF scrub fares in the savage garden that is Street Fighter 6 launch day ranked. And here we go, a fellow Ryu player. Lots of Ryus knocking about on the first day of launch, I suppose, you'd expect that. I mean, I picked him. Now right off the bat, I am noticing he really does like his projectiles. Lots of Hadoukens all over the place. I try and close the gap, but he grabs me. Keeps going with the Hadoukens there. Going with the EX one. Just a bunch of the damn things. Starting to wonder if he knows he has other moves. I managed to back him into a corner there, but he grabs me back. Grabs the Hadoukens, that's his MO. But I land the drive impact, get the super. And he's down just like that, because he went for another Hadouken, man, come on! He opens the second round for Hadouken. I didn't see that coming personally, but I still managed to avoid it. Go off the drive impact. I dropped my super for whatever reason. I think I thought I had this level 2 activated. I was looking at his meter. He goes outside his comfort zone, goes for a Shoryuken, but misses it. Misses an EX donkey kick. It's not looking too good for him here. He managed to evade my grab, but gets hit with my EX fireball when he just throws out a regular one. What are you thinking, bro? And that will close out the first game for me. Fighting him again, I'm curious to see if he's learned. He throws out a Hadouken first thing, I go for a drive rush combo. Put myself into burnout immediately, but who cares? That's how real men play this fucking game. If you aren't starting the round and immediately going to put yourself in burnout, then you're just a pussy. It's just true, that's just the meta. Throw him back into the corner, he goes for a Shoryuken even though I'm nowhere near him. I fuck up myself there, that's on me. I'll admit that, but he goes for the drive impact when I'm jumping up above. He gets the fireball super there. Just one hit will do it, and I hit him square in the knackers, and that's round 1 for me. Oh yeah, this is perfect fodder to try out my my drive rush combos. Unfortunately, I dropped that one like a knob. But I hit this. No, I don't. I don't even hit that. Jesus Christ, my morale is low after watching that back. Holy crap. I should have just turned the game off. But I'm still looking pretty good here. Only a bit of health left on this guy, and that Shoryuken will do it. Easy money. My first ranked match in Street Fighter 6, and I'm kind of fucking shit up. Why is Hillary Clinton saying, "Hello, this is online"? Here we go, Ryu vs Ken, a classic matchup, and it looks like he just remembered that the stove got left on. Now, I've played a couple people today that have the classic costumes already unlocked, and it's kind of intimidating, because it either means they paid for them, or they have already grinded out a shit ton of the game. As a former Smash player, I'm always trying to break the mindset of Ken is just a better Ryu, because to be honest, I'd be fucking shit up with my Ryu so far in this game. Managed to throw out the big cum Hadouken there because I charged my special move earlier, so that was nice. He's very drive impact heavy, but I'm just too much of a pleb to actually counter any of them yet, so I'm just kind of taking them. Managed to land my bespoke B&B there and close out that first round. And right at the start of the second round, I hit it again, get him with the super, I'm looking pretty nice, I charge up my special. He tries to parry, but he doesn't quite get it. Going with the drive impacts again. I decide to give him one of my own, and I actually fucking hit it this time. Big cum Hadouken once again. He reads my jump in and shuts me down with that fucking critical art right there, but I'm not down for the count yet. I finally counter one of his goddamn drive impacts. I managed to take the win. Fucking lit. So I'm feeling pretty good about my skill level so far. Even though King of Fighters and Street Fighter have fundamental differences, I feel like they still have a lot of mechanics that overlap. And so I think getting good at KOF 15 has really given me a boost that I wouldn't have had otherwise in Street Fighter 6. I'm just not really sure what he's trying to do with all those parries there, it's not working out. Hit the sweep, he hits me with that fiery Shoryuken, but the Tatsu is blocked. And I go for my fucking Hood Classic and I drop the combo! Don't know what I was thinking, but I hit the EX Fireball, charge myself up, get hit by the other end of that fucking thing. And there we go. Just cleaned house with that Ken pretty much. Not too bad, not too shabby, you know, I'm kind of feeling myself in this game so far, to be honest. Hillary Clinton in chat there is so clueless about the game that I would actually believe that is the real Hillary Clinton. Here we go, a Juri player, a staple character among newcomers to the series. I hear they like the feet. Not really my jam, but who am I to judge? I decide to give him a kind-hearted smile as an act of showmanship before the match, but he is stone cold, staring me down. This is his first Street Fighter 6 match of all time, and he does not want to lose it. Trust me, I get it. I'm 3 for 3 with Splatoon wins so far, and if I lose my first ever Splatoon 4 match, I'm hucking myself off a fucking bridge. Now, something about Juri players I've noticed is that they are lovers more than fighters, and by that I mean they sit on their ass and wait for you to approach most of the time. Luckily, this one seems to be an exception, going on in with the grab immediately and then following up with a drive rush combo that unfortunately for them they drop, allowing me to unleash my dick in the form of drive impact into EX Shoryuken, just murdering them in the corner here, but they managed to retaliate with a grab into drive rush, pushing us back into neutral. Now we're playing a little bit of footsies, just, you know, having a little conversation, trying to figure each other out who's going to get the advantage first. Now from here they back off a bit and start exhibiting more common Juri player behaviours, but fights back against the old instinct a bit upon seeing me charge up my special moves. We're looking neck and neck at the moment and they land the jump in for a couple straight hits, but it still could be anyone's round. I hit the EX Shoryu to balance out the health a bit, but put my dumbass in burnout in the process. And that leaves me pretty wide open to counterattack, which they do by grabbing and throwing me into the center. At this moment I am a wild animal backed into a corner, poised to strike at just the right moment, and I got hit by a crouching light. But it's fine, my resolve is strong, I just have to play a little bit better this next round. Managed to land my favourite yet probably not optimal Ryu combo here, but my level 2 super gets cold feet and just does not fucking come out. Scrambling trying to recover from such a devastating loss, I managed to push them into the corner, which is a spot I know they struggle with, but they're a bit more active in their attempts to escape this time. But as long as I keep wailing on them, I should be able to pretty nicely close this round, and there we go. Nothing amazing or fancy, but efficient nonetheless, and I evened the playing field going into the final round. Now at this point, I'm still not very acquainted with their playstyle, but as long as I stick to my guns and pile on the pressure while looking for confirms, I should be able to close this out fairly easily. Managed to land the EX donkey kick into the charged up Hadouken. I try and go for the drive impact, but they manage to grab it and throw me back into neutral, but they make the mistake of drive impacting right under my jump. You fucking donkey kick into level 3 super. And that is going to be a win on my part. Absolutely masterful fucking play on my part if I do say so, and they do not go for the rematch. 30 fucking wins with Kin. Now there is the question of whether or not KOF is actually quote unquote a harder game than Street Fighter. And having had quite a bit of time getting to grips with it, I'd say not really. I think both have their unique challenges a player has to overcome. Street Fighter definitely has some leniency in some areas where KOF doesn't, and KOF definitely has more complex movement, but I'm not sure complex necessarily means hard. The more in-depth movement like running, rolls and hops etc. in KOF give you more freedom in your movement, whereas Street Fighter is a lot more restrictive, I feel. When you put it like that, doesn't Street Fighter end up sounding like the harder game? I don't know, just some food for thought. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about this, and also let me know if you liked the video. It was one of my more experimental ones and I'm not really sure how I feel about the end product, so some feedback would be appreciated. Anyway, if this does well, I'll probably do some more Street Fighter 6 content. And if it does shit, then, well, I guess I'll just keep on making my silly little S&K videos. See you guys.